Okay. Good morning, everyone. Peace. This is Rodney Grant, otherwise known as Rahim Kepara, community engagement advisor and founder of Prime, looking at initiatives and alternatives for mobilizing our community. And I came across a paper on Monday, which actually concerned me a bit and actually troubled me a bit for me to actually make this video, because it was reviewing a lot of the changes that are occurring in our vacancy front. And I thought, family, I'd share this with you and go through it in terms of why it actually raised a concern with me. The paper I'm referring to, let's get it on the screen, scroll up, is this one. Now, on Monday, the Institute for Employment Studies released their findings on looking at the real-time effects on vacancies within the country, according to job type and regional area. And what they did, they referred to Adzuna, which is an aggregator job site, which holds about 90% of all the job vacancies that are usually advertised on the internet in the country. And what they found overall was that since the 15th of March this year, we had about 42% of a drop in vacancies. Now, what that effectively meant is that and I'll just highlight here, this monthly fall is 2.5 times greater than the previous single monthly fall recorded in vacancy statistics of 17% in the depths of the last recession in November 2008. And the reason why I mentioned that is because I think, family, we need to be wary about the implications, not only the health implications immediately, but also the wider impact on our community in terms of the majority of the joblesses. Now, this paper goes on further, if we look here at these graphs, to look at the rate of reduction in the subsequent weeks from the 1st of March going on to the 12th of April. And it does further analyse the different changes in areas such as London and other centres around the country. London, they mentioned here, which has the highest number of vacancy levels, had a drop of an average of 40%. And it's a comparison of different areas. But the main point that I really wanted us to kind of pick up from that is really going to that date of 2008. And I'm showing you another article here, which is looking at the projected fall of our GDP and our economy. And they've estimated in this article published by The Guardian on the 14th of April that we'll have a reduction of 35% in our economy. This article is really helpful to illustrate a comparative graph as to what that would actually mean. And they're looking at the various different recessions that we've had since, the First World War. And again, if we look here, this is, really illustrating that, I think, 17%, and also where the projected recession will be in the next coming months in June. And many different commentators are stating that, this will be for quite a short period. It's likely that there will be a rebound after June and some pickup in 2021. The reason why I mentioned this is just because of all the implications that, have come on, particularly the African community throughout the diaspora, in terms of the impact on jobs for, many of us and also a lot of our elders. I'm referring back to, again, another Guardian article, and this is taking us to 2012, where, the rate of unemployment for young Black men was actually skyrocketed to almost 50%. And, many different organizations, speakers gave prominence to this. And we know that many of the ills that we're facing as a community can really link back to some of the austerity measures and lack of provision, and focus on how do we alleviate, this purge and surge of devastation within our communities. So here's just a quick example, looking at the comparison of unemployment at that time for our young men from 16 to 24 was 28% in 2008. And again, it skyrocketed in 2011 to 4%. The thing is, family, is that we're still feeling the effects of the recession. And I'm looking at this document here, and which is looking at the statistics of unemployment for various different communities, and it's on the .gov websites. Actually, all the sites that I've mentioned and papers that I'm citing this morning, I'll actually put at the bottom of the link, and so you could reference it yourself. But if we're looking at unemployment by ethnicity, let me scroll up here. So this particular paper was referencing unemployment up until 2018. And for Black people within the UK, we still have unemployment of 9%. And if I actually go to the graph, you can again see the trend of unemployment peaking throughout the very last recession, coming down slightly in 2012 and coming down, having a gradual slope. But again, compared to other groups within this country, we have the highest unemployment rate. And the reason why I mentioned this is because, a lot of the advice that we're having is to kind of stay at home, everything will resume. A lot of people I know are thinking that we are going to be going back to, our ways of life and our habits. But I want to really, for us to kind of look at this and exercise not only caution, but actually proactivity, so that, the message could go to our community that, look, do not wait for everybody to be returning to work for you to be looking for jobs or looking for other opportunities. And I know that many people may be in an unfortunate situation whereby they're either furloughed or they might not have a job at the moment. And, they're thinking that, okay, I'll wait till the economy changes, or I'll wait till things change where everyone's out the house to now start looking for opportunities. Family, do not wait. Look now. You want to be ahead of the game, because when we do get out of this quarantine, everybody will be under the same pressure to be finding those opportunities. And just like the previous recession, we know that when it comes to many of the opportunities made available for us, oftentimes the pickings are slim, and oftentimes we're not the first one through the door. So, it's been on my mind. It's really a word of caution to say, look, let us look at our style, look at what we're doing, and we need to pivot and not just think about, this time in terms of, adversity. We need to take the opportunity and be proactive and start looking for the opportunities now. So yeah, that was really a short message. If there are kind of any questions, please just inbox me. I'll leave my details here. Yeah, but family, be safe, and speak to you soon.